What's going on, everyone? How is everyone doing? I just want to make sure. Right, we are live. We are live. We are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Crypto DonFepe here. And of course, wanted to go live instead of uploading a video for you guys. So notifications, make sure that if this is your first time here on my channel, on my live, please go ahead and make sure that you do hit that subscribers button. I would greatly appreciate that. And also make sure that you bang that get notifications bell so that way you do stay up to date and notified and crypto-fied. Because what we're going to do is we're going to basically go through some price action, and then we're going to jump into this unfortunate incident in the cryptocurrency community, in the environment. You know what I'm saying? In the industry itself, because my objective here, guys, doing this live is just to spread the awareness that, you know, it's unfortunate that we have people in the cryptocurrency environment, industry, whatever you want to call it, space, that is just pure greed. Greed doesn't pay the bills. It may pay some of the bills, but you can see what already has happened if you are aware with the $22 million cryptocurrency fraudulent scheme. And of course, I was approached by people within this company years ago, and I wasn't even involved in crypto at that time. I was doing Empower Network, an affiliate marketing program, which was going well for me. And I was not even involved in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency at that time in 2014, going into 2015, because I wasn't a believer in Bitcoin at that time. Had I listened to my friend back in 2012 who told me to buy some Bitcoin, I think maybe, you know, things would have been a bit different, right? But there are reasons for everything. And of course, you can only make yourself an alignment universally when it's the right time, you know. So for me, I just wasn't a believer. But what we're going to do is go into that story. And again, I'm not here to discourage anyone. My objective here is to enlighten people what to look out for when it comes to these type of companies that offer you daily percentages, mining companies. Like, cryptocurrency was not built for that. Okay, you guys got to understand. Yeah, there are opportunities out there where you can make more leverage off of Bitcoin, off of some of these altcoins, but cryptocurrency was not built or meant for these multi-level marketing type cryptocurrency opportunities. You see, now it's up to the individuals who do join these companies, because of course they are going to come afloat. And there's some pretty, you know, decent opportunities out there. I'm a part of one right now, which is OPM, which is called Other People's Money, and you earn commissions on your commissions is paid out in Bitcoin. But it's nothing like where you get your mining or you're part of a platform that has these alleged bots and they're paying you 1 to 3% daily. Like those type of you know, opportunities you got to look out for. You got to really do your due diligence. All right. So of course, I don't want to be here long because I am going to read the from the website, which is the justice.gov, which I believe would be the best one. I did check out businessforhome.org, which is a pretty good website as well. They got a full article on this unfortunate incident. And Jack Dorsey, who I am, you know, pretty fond of, you know, versus Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook. You know, I'm always on Twitter. A lot of you guys who, you know, pop in here later on the replay, some of you guys who are going to pop in here live, you know, will know that, hey, you know what, Crypto DonFepe is the majority of the time is on Twitter, all right, because that's where the majority of the crypto community is at. Just like float.com is crypto, and you know, you have a library, you know, which is down in the description down below, and you guys can see in the description here underneath this video, there are various opportunities you guys can look into, and if you guys been enjoying the content here on my channel, just make sure that you guys do bang that get notifications bell, and make sure that you give me a like. The likes will help support the channel in the sense where it'll help bring in more subscribers as I continue to build my channel. Because of course I can't do it without you, rock stars. I really can't. And I commend you guys for giving me and sharing your time with me. I really do, because I know that again, I'm not one here to be hogwashing or coming out of the woodworks trying to be too flashy on my videos. Like, I'm go straight to the juggler. We're gonna share content, and from based on what you guys see, you guys can make not judgment, but you can pretty much be observant of what it is that you even you guys can even tell me like what you think I should even add value, more value to this channel. One thing I will be adding though is a microphone though. I will say that, but it's all good. Can never be too perfect, right? So anyway, we got BTC that's currently trading at $7,202.77. And we see there's some blood in the gutter, man. But it's like I told my group, well, not my group, but a group I'm a part of over on Telegram, that we may be seeing back to the sixes again. And again, there's no financial advice here. Okay, this is just by way of my observation. I got almost 3 years in this game, and I've made some mistakes in early 2017 and going into 2018. But of course, we learn from the mistakes. Okay, we don't end up making the same mistakes over and over and over. So we can see that BTC is trading at 7,200, down 0.77%. Also, Ethereum is trading currently at $143.22, down 2.96%. And of course, the Banker's coin still trading at 22 cents. It's like it's stuck on 21, 22. But again, I'm not putting down XRP. I'm not a fan of XRP whatsoever. But I know there are a lot of XRP lovers out there. And, for crypto that has a lot of partnerships, I mean, something's not adding up. But again, I'm not here to judge it. But I am aware that, something's just not adding up there. But we'll see what happens going into the new decade, pretty much, because I'm not celebrating a new year. I'm celebrating a new decade. So we can see it's still trading at 22 cents. And it's down 0.76%. We can also see the silver bullet, the sister coin of Bitcoin, which I call the silver bullet, is currently trading at $44.26, up 0.21%. And she's in the green. She's in the green, while all the other top three are in the red. Very interesting. We also see that Bitcoin Cash is currently trading at $206 even. And of course, BSV, Bitcoin, Satoshi Vision, which of course, like Trevor James says, Bitcoin stinky vagina. I find that to be hilarious. Is currently trading at $94.66. I think I can't read the percentage. I'm not going to try to zoom that in, but you guys already know. So that's pretty much some Bitcoin price action along with some altcoins. We also see Link, which is one of my favorite coins right now for some time now, is currently trading at $2.16. And let me know, guys, if you guys have any questions, just drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer what I can possibly answer for you guys. So that's what's going on currently. But like I said, there is some blood in these streets, but we can see there is some green on the scene as well. And, Algo is a pretty good altcoin to definitely consider. And also, I was checking out Horizon. Check out Horizon, guys. Look out for that bad boy, all right, which is ZEN on the ticker, okay? Just don't tell them Crypto DonFepe told you, all right? But let's get into what we got going on here with this unfortunate dark cloud that we have in the cryptocurrency community. Because again, I know what one thing is, my objective is to spread education and the awareness of the importance of cryptocurrency and how it's going to be affecting our lives going into this new decade and in a positive way. Now, I don't want people to think that this is all cryptocurrency because of these three greedy, unfortunate, deviant mofos who just clearly were greed. Because I was approached, I don't know how many times to join this company, Bitcoin Club Network, and some of my friends were in there, and I told them back then not to get involved. But some didn't listen, some did. Some got out early. When they got in, they got out early before it hit the fan. A good friend of mine, he got out back in 2017. And I know two of the guys who are named on this report here, this indictment. So we can see it says here the three men arrested in a $722 million cryptocurrency fraud scheme. Now the note here says a fourth defendant, Silviu Catalin Balsi, was arrested in Germany after the issuance of this press release. The attached indictment has been amended to reflect this. Okay. Now, mind you, you got the SEC, the FBI, the Justice Department. So this is out of the District of New Jersey. And of course, coming by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Now, out of Newark, New Jersey, 3 men were arrested today in connection with a cryptocurrency mining scheme that defrauded investors of $722 million. U.S. Attorney Craig Carpenito announced. Now, Matthew Brent Grochet, who's 37, of Lafayette, Colorado, and Jobadiah Sinclair Weeks, which is one of the ones I know, who's 38, of Arvada, Colorado, are charged by indictment with conspiracy to commit wire fraud. And Grochet Weeks, Frank Abel, who's another one I am aware of, who is 49, of Camarillo, California. They are charged by indictment with conspiracy to offer and sell unregistered securities. Now that is serious right there, guys. And my thing is, I don't want people to get discouraged about cryptocurrency, about opportunities out there, because of these 3 individuals who happen to be greedy. These guys were making multi-millions of dollars, guys. These guys they made, okay, multi-millions. Flying around in private jets, driving fancy cars, living lavishly on the people's dime. And this is why I say people need to do their due diligence, and they need to educate themselves first before they make an investment in anything in life. It's like I tell people in the Telegram group I'm a part of, this is a game of chess. Life is a game of chess. You can either be the pawn, or you can be the bishop, the knights, or you can be the king and the queens. Now, easily, we can be kings in this industry as well as queens. And we need more queens in the cryptocurrency environment. We do. And only because I say is there's not enough women in crypto. There really aren't. There needs to be more women, and men need to be open to that as well. Because I find it funny that some men be like, well, that's sexist, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We need more women in this community. Number one, women are better with money, I would dare say. So I would dare say that they might be better with crypto. So, and give or take, with my experience, I mean, women tend to hold it down more. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, to each their own, right? So now, to continue here, it says that Grotesque was arrested in Colorado, Weeks was arrested in Florida, and Joseph Abel in California. Now I know Joseph Abel. They raided his house at 5 a.m. You know when these guys come, they come in early. They come in 4:30, 5. You know they come in early, guys. So all three are scheduled to have their initial appearance in the districts of their arrest. Now, two defendants remain at large, and their identities remain under seal. Now, I don't know who those two defendants who remain at large are, but I'm sure they are aware, and they're probably in Russia right now. They're most, I don't know, I'm just guesstimating, okay? Now, the indictment describes the defendant's use of the complex world of cryptocurrency to take advantage of unsuspecting investors. Now, U.S. Attorney Carpentino said also what they allegedly did amounts to little more than a modern high-tech Ponzi scheme that defrauded victims of hundreds of millions of dollars. Working with our law enforcement partners here and across the country, we will ensure that these scammers are held to account for their crimes. Guys, these guys are facing, I know one of them is facing big time. Big time. Now, in quote, guys, it says here, those arrested today are accused of deploying elaborate tactics to lure thousands of victims with promises of large returns on their investments in a Bitcoin mining pool. You see, the reason why I didn't get involved was because of mining pool. You know, I've educated myself to a point to understand what's it mean when it comes to the United States and the securities, the securities of the SEC. You know, you gotta read some of their stuff as well. Now, mining pool is not legal like that because the majority of these companies do not own the mining equipment. That's another issue. So, being that there's a Bitcoin mining pool, so you know what a pool is, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of people coming in. You know who's going to get the majority of the money, okay? The ones who come in early. So an advanced method of profiting on cryptocurrency. Now, Paul Delacorte, the assistant director in charge of the FBI's Los Angeles field office, said, in quote, the defendants allegedly made hundreds of millions of dollars by continuing to recruit new investors over several years while spending the victims' money lavishly. Like I said, these guys were just buying, driving expensive, lavish cars, flying in private jets, going all across the world, and then posting it on Facebook as well. Which I don't know why people do that. If you know you're dirty, you know that you're not being legit, you would try your best to keep it away and under wraps. You know what I'm saying? And this is why a lot of people are getting bagged these days, because they want to blast it all over social media, and they think that these agents, feds, SEC, FTC, like if you think these guys are not watching, they are watching. They're most likely watching this video as I speak, this live stream. Especially now with YouTube having to deal with the FTC. And now we got to deal with, being careful of what content we put out and making sure that it's suitable for children or not for children. For all you content creators out there, some of you guys know what we're talking about. What I'm talking about, December 10th was the start date, which was yesterday. And you're going to start seeing some channels just start to disappear. Because, again, they forced the hand on YouTube. Now, that's another video, but some of you content creators out there know what I'm talking about. And YouTube did not protect us who are utilizing this platform. It's like we're the clients of this platform. Might be free to use, great, but they still have to protect us as well. More so the children too, because it was more because of that. And if you see what these men are doing as they watch these kids doing their live streams and parents not being mindful of their kids, which is another issue, you know, I mean, there's some sick individuals out here, ladies and gentlemen, including these individuals as well. But so now today's indictment alleges that the defendants were involved in a sophisticated Ponzi scheme involving hundreds of millions of dollars that preyed upon investors all over the world. Now, John R. Tafar, who's a special agent in charge of the IRS criminal investigation out of Newark, he basically says that this was a classic con game with a virtual twist. False promises of large returns for investing in the mining of Bitcoin. And who would want to mine Bitcoin? And I'm saying in an opportunity like this, if you're going to mine Bitcoin, and like I said earlier on Facebook Live, I said, if you're going to mine, buy the equipment yourself. Buy the ASIC miner. Go get the motherboard. Go to the garage. Set it all up. If you're willing to pay for the electricity, for the uses of the electricity to mine crypto, then do it on your own. Don't try to do it the easy way, because when you try to do it the easy way, this is what can possibly happen. And you being a investor who did not educate yourself, this is why. And wait till I get to the part of what the owner said about these investors. Because people don't educate themselves when they get in crypto. Crypto is here to stay. Crypto is going to be growing even bigger. The industry itself is just getting bigger. It's a new economy. It's a new transfer of wealth that we are witnessing right now. And for the new people that haven't been involved or not involved, you guys have to get involved now for the sake of your children, in fact. Because if you're my age, 48 years young, and your kids are, 15, 16, they're the ones that's going to be utilizing the majority of this new economy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to be you. You may be, 80, 80, 90, God willing, we make it that far. But who will be utilizing the new economy more? These new millennials. There's over $68 trillion that's going to be trickling down within the next 25 years, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of money. Now, where's the money going to go? How is it going to be distributed throughout the populace? Now, if you think BTC is not going to be a part of that $68 trillion alongside with crypto, you have it wrong. Because it's not going to be the mighty dollar. No one is buying the greenbacks anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody. You know who's buying the greenbacks and has the people fooled? The same ones who kept printing them and still printing them and still printing them. Printing them even faster more, because now we got quantitative easing that's happening right now in the Q4 of this year. And the Federal Reserve, if you're following what's going on, they are printing more than ever right now. And who are the ones buying it? Well, it's not Russia. It's not China. It's not Iran. It's not Lebanon. It's none of these countries, guys. Don't get it twisted. It is the Federal Reserve who is buying it. But the media is not telling us this. They're not going to tell you this. So now, being that this is an investment, and there were promises of these large returns for the investors, right? Mining the Bitcoin. So the IRS criminal investigation will continue to work with the law enforcement partners, including the Joint Chiefs of Global Tax Enforcement, to investigate and bring to justice cyber criminals. Now, according to documents filed in this case, and statements made in court. Now, this is from April of 2014 to December of 2019. Guys, that's a pretty long run, wouldn't you say? That's a pretty long run right there. But greed kept these guys going, and you're going to find out why in a minute. Now, the defendants operated Big Club Network. okay, which was a fraudulent scheme that solicited money from investors in exchange for shares of purported cryptocurrency mining pools and rewarded investors for recruiting new investors. Sounds like a Ponzi to me, right? Sounds like some Bernie Madoff. So Grotesque and Weeks and others conspired to solicit investments in Big Club Network by providing false and misleading figures that Big Club investors were told were in quote Bitcoin mining earnings. So even they were telling their investors false figures, misleading figures, because they knew it wasn't true. But the investors listened and they probably got excited. Whoa, we're making this much? Okay. When in reality, they weren't. Now, purportedly generated by Big Club Network's Bitcoin mining pool, Gross discussed with his conspirators that their target audience would be, here it goes, guys. Here it goes. This is what happens when you don't educate yourselves in this industry. It says here that their target audience would be dumb investors. Referred to them also as sheeps. This is coming from the owners because they already knew these guys ain't educating themselves. They don't know no better. Come on, let's just keep it going. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep it going, and we're gonna milk the sheep. And we're gonna keep dumbing down the dumber. All right, and said also that building this whole model on the backs of idiots. So called them dumb, called them sheeps, as well as idiots. This is from Grotesque Matthew, who directed others to manipulate the figures displayed as mining earnings, in quote, mining earnings, close quote, during the course of the conspiracy. We're almost done here, guys. Now, for example, in February of 2015, Grotesque directed another conspirator to, in quote, bump up the daily mining earnings starting today by 60%, close quote. Why? Because they knew at that time, this was February of 2015, Bitcoin, I don't remember how much Bitcoin was at that time, but it wasn't much. It probably was a couple $100, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, they knew the market. You know, these guys were smart to know when to pump it, when to dump it. So, of course, they knew there was a pump coming. So that's why they started to call it bump up the daily mining earnings starting today by 60%. I mean, people should have known right there that something is up. To which his conspirators have warned. They warned him. Dude, that is not sustainable. That is a Ponzi. That is Ponzi territory. They warned him. And fast cash out Ponzi. But sure, in September of 2017, Grotesque, who is Matthew, sent an email to another conspirator in which he suggested that Big Club Network, here we go, drop mining earnings significantly starting now so that he could, here we go, retire RAF, rich as fuck. They already knew it. Now Weeks, okay, who's Jacob Weeks, sent an email in June of 2017 to Grotesque and another conspirator in which he remarked that Big Club selling shares in Big Club and that and then not using the money to purchase mining equipment was not right. Grotesque and Weeks and others obtained the equivalent of at least $722 million from Big Club Network investors. Guys, that's a lot of money, guys. And look at the time span that they generated this money. So Grotesque, Weeks, and Abel and others also conspired to sell Big Club Network shares. You see, they continued. They got more greedy. Now they want to sell to the investors shares of the Big Club Network. Mind you, they already made a couple $100 million already. But now they wanted to, hey, let's just create these shares and we'll sell it to the investors as well. You see, greed will destroy you. In anything you do, keep greed out of it, and you will do very well in this industry, man, of crypto. Because if you jump in this industry being greedy, you're going to get wrecked. You are going to get wrecked, ladies and gentlemen. So, being that they were trying, well, they conspired to sell to the investors Big Club Network shares. And mind you, don't forget what I read earlier. Why did they do this? Why did they say, hey, let's just sell these dumbasses shares? Because they said, and they called them idiots. They called them dumb as fuck. In other words. So they knew that the people would buy it. They knew that the people would be dumb enough to do it. Because a lot of people do not do their due diligence, nor do they educate themselves. You see, in this channel, when I speak about crypto, I always emphasize the fact that education is key, man. Trust me, I was greedy at one point. Back in 2017 with USI Tech. Yes, I lost money there because I was just chasing the money. As well as BitConnect, I was chasing the money. And I lost. With USI Tech, I lost over $14,000 in one swap. Commissions that I was waiting for. And that was just on a weekly commission. That was not like a 2 or 6 month commission. No, that was a big payout that I was waiting for. But when the SEC got on USI Tech, guess what they did? When they said that they were mining, they weren't mining. They were full of crap too. But because of my greed and because of my excitement, because I always say too as well, excitement will lead to destruction, man. And I'm not saying that all excitement. I'm saying when you're excited about an opportunity and you lead with the excitement, you're going to get wrecked. Because chances are you're not going to do the due diligence. You're not going to read who are the people behind the company, where they're from. Where is the domain registered at? That's another thing that people need to look at as well. Look at where the registered domain and where is it coming from. If you see that it's coming out of Panama, that's a red flag. If you see it that's coming out of, what's another example? Colombia, you may want to, hold up, put on the brakes here. All of these things I learned going through 2018. Really said to myself, enough is enough. I'm here to help educate the people in this space. Well, I don't like calling it a space anymore, but just for the sake of what it is, in this space, and as well as continue to spread the awareness of the importance of cryptocurrency and how it's going to affect our lives going towards and walking into this new decade. Okay, because we're not celebrating a new year. As I said before, we are not celebrating a new year. We are celebrating a new decade, guys. That's how you got to see it. You guys got to plan ahead now, 10 years now. Where would you want to be in 2030? Not where would I be at the end of 2020? No, that's not how wealthy people think. That's not how people who generate massive amounts of wealth, they already think 10 to 20 years ahead. And that's how we have to think as well. And that's up to the individual how much they really want to become wealthy. Because not everyone wants wealth. But me, I want wealth all around me. Meaning mentally, physically, financially. And of course, before all of that, of course, you got to monitor your health, right? You have to monitor your health. So I hope you guys are enjoying this live stream, and I hope that you guys are getting something out of this because, again, I don't want to discourage any of you guys from getting involved in crypto. This is not to discourage you. This is to enlighten you on what are some of the things to look out for and how to just avoid all of this kind of stuff. You can easily just invest in Bitcoin by going to Binance, to the exchange. You can easily download a wallet, put in your credit card information, your bank card information, buy some Bitcoin, and keep it simple. Keep it simple. No need to overcomplicate it. No need to get greedy. Because in the next couple of years, what do you think? BTC is just going to stay at being $7,000 that it's currently at today? No. I can guarantee you this, that by next year sometime, in the middle of the summer, BTC will be 2 to 3 times more than what it currently is. So imagine how much capital gains you will get out of that. Whether you invest $1,000 in Bitcoin, whether you invest $50. I started with $50, guys. Back in 2017, I started with $50 of Bitcoin. Remember, it shot up to $20,000. And during that time, I kept accumulating Bitcoin and some altcoins. And guess what? It liberated me, man. It liberated me. I really had to go out there to look for a job. I just got a little smarter after being greedy. But then I did lose towards the end of 2017 because I got greedy. But I didn't use the money that I started out with. I was using money that I made from profit. So just like these guys who got defrauded, these investors, now it's like they say, well, you can go to yada yada website if you happen to be a victim of this fraudulent scheme, blah, 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 right? So let me finish this here, guys. I don't want to take up a lot of your guys' time. And again, thank you guys for being here with me. I do appreciate it. And don't forget, do subscribe if you don't mind. And also make sure that you do bang that get notifications bell to stay updated. And if you've been liking this video, this live stream, as well as my videos on here in my channel, I would definitely appreciate you guys give it a thumbs up, man, because it definitely helped build up my channel. And as I say, I can't do it without you rock stars. All right. So I do commend all of you rock stars, crypto stars, or you guys are going to watch this replay as well. I do commend you guys, and I totally appreciate it. I am truly grateful because, like I said, my objective is to spread the awareness of the importance and the education. If you educate yourself in what you're investing into, you will make minimal mistakes. We all make mistakes, but there will be a minimal mistakes that you will be making, and you will save yourself a lot of money and headaches. I can tell you that, and stress. Because I can only imagine the people who have invested in here and who kept investing and believing, and now to find out that they're not getting a dime. Dudes, that's a little bit of a mental, you got to be mentally strong. Some people aren't, some people just aren't. Some people have invested all of their savings into these opportunities. And when that opportunity fails and exit scams on them, what happened? You hear about some people committing suicide. You hear about some people jumping off of buildings, jumping off of bridges because they invested all of their savings. They have put up the house. I've heard stories of that when we were in BitConnect. And it's sad that you have individuals like this who don't care. But don't let the 3 deviant, greedy men here discourage you from investing in crypto, because cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is the future. It's already here. The future is here already, in fact. And when they hit that global reset button to reset the economy, it's going to hit the fan. And for people who aren't prepared and aren't ready, there are going to be so many people left behind. And I would hate for any of you guys to be left behind. I really would. I really would hate that. Believe me. So, as these guys are doing, we talk about $722 million, right? Now, go test, squeeze, enable. and others had conspired to sell these shares, right? Which were securities. You know, that now you got the Securities Exchange Commission's attention with that. You don't want these guys watching you. Now, when you start generating hundreds of millions of dollars, you're going to automatically get their attention. They're going to be peeky winking. They're going to be peeking and winking and, you know, making sure that you are legit and you want to be legit. Because when you get caught up in a sting like this, in a fraudulent scheme, these guys smack you with time, man. When the feds come and get you, 90% of these guys get convicted. And if they say, look, your maximum is 20, your maximum is 20. Your minimum is 10, your minimum is 10. Your minimum is 5 years, the minimum is 5 years, your maximum is 20. If you go to court and you blow that trial, you already know what you're going to get. A whole generation is going to be made while you sitting in that pen, in that Fed pen. So now these guys wanted these, you know, pretty much generated these network, you know, these shares, right? The stock, which was securities, notwithstanding that Big Club Network did not register the shares. Okay, that's what I'm saying. They didn't register the shares with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, Jacob Weeks, okay, and Abel created videos and traveled around the United States. Remember what I said earlier, that they were blasting it, showing it, promoting it all over Facebook. Trust me, I've seen every one of those videos, man. I've been around for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I know two of these guys. Jacob Weeks especially, and I'm shocked that he even would go this far because he doesn't even look like the type. But it's always the ones that don't look like the type, man. Always. If you see Jacob Weeks, go to Facebook and you'll see what I mean. Because that's his name. Now, Jacob Weeks and Abel created videos and traveled around the United States and the world to promote Big Club Network. In one video, a conspirator espoused that Big Club Network was, in quote, the most transparent company in the history of the world that I've ever seen, close quote. When you hear that, that should raise a red flag. And in another video, Abel assured investors that Big Club Network was, in quote, here we go, too big to fail. That's another red flag. But people believe this. Investors believed it, guys. Now, the wire fraud conspiracy charge carries a maximum potential penalty of 20 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. The conspiracy to sell unregistered securities charge carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. So in conclusion of this report, says that the U.S. Attorney Carpenito credited special agents and task force officers of the FBI's Los Angeles Division's West Covina Resident Agency under the direction of Acting Assistant Director in Charge Delacorte, Special Agents of IRS Criminal Investigation, under the direction of Special Agent in Charge John R. Taffer in Newark, and the IRS in Los Angeles field office, under the direction of Special Agent in Charge Ryan L. Corner, with the investigation leading to today's charges. Now, this was December 10th. Because this was last night that it came out. And I did want to do a video, but I just got too tired after I got home. And I said I will definitely do it today. And I said I'm not going to upload it. I'm just going to go live with it. You know, so because I want people to really hear me and you know, doing this live time. Because, again, those who watch on the replay, of course, do your due diligence, guys, when you guys get involved in any type of multi-level marketing type opportunity that has crypto involved in it. You want to be mindful. Now, affiliate, that's different. You know, there's a different thing with an affiliate program. It's not like a multi-level marketing thing. Affiliate, you're the one in control. You have to make the sale on your own. Or you have coaches that'll do it for you as well. Like the program I'm a part of, OPM. You have coaches that make the sales for you, and you just pretty much, invite people to the opportunity, So, and mind you, I don't get involved in no hogwash. Again, I've long time educated myself in this industry, and I am well aware of what to look out for. And of course, what and who to surround myself with, because there are people out here you just don't know. You want to be mindful of that. So anywhere you go, any people you meet, you want to be aware. You don't want to be out here like a zombie, because you don't know. If you don't know the individual too good and they're doing dirt, and you happen to be hanging out with them, and it happens that the feds come that day, you know how it is, man. They ain't trying to hear it. You're just another body. You're just another body. They'll be like, no. You was with that dude. We saw you. Yo, my man, no. And they're just going to treat you like another body and send you right to the pen too. And it's going to cost you money. Then you have to prove your innocence. All of that costs money. And let's say that you don't get charged. But how much time? The feds is not going to give that back to you. You know what I mean? But that's my whole point. Be mindful. So, and mind you, there's 2 more people that they're looking for. And again, they might be in Russia right now. I mean, just for the sake, trying to be funny. But if they were after me, I'd be in Russia right now, because it's hard to go to Russia and get anybody. I mean, especially if you're American, you can actually, you know what I'm saying? You can actually duck. You could duck down, But let's finish this up here, guys. So anyway, you guys already know who they're, pretty much giving credit to, all these agents. So anyone who believe that they may be victims, they may visit justice.gov, USAO-New Jersey /Big Club, or the Department of Justice's large case website. Okay, which is same thing, justice.gov /large cases. Their victims can find more information about the case, including a questionnaire for victims to fill out and submit. So that's what I'm saying. Imagine how long it'll take for these people to get whatever they invested, to get that money back. You guys know how it is. It's like when your credit card gets stolen and gets charged, the bank doesn't give you the money the next day. Like, you got to go through all this process. You got to prove that it was stolen. You got to go through all of that. By the time you know it, depending on how much it is, you're like, I don't want the money, man. It was only $200. I don't want. But some people, you're losing thousands of dollars. You want your money, And then you can't really blame when it's that way, like an identity theft, style type of way. That's different. But when you invest your money and that you're becoming a part of a platform, an opportunity, and you get bamboozled because of the excitement, they're showing you all these numbers, and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to make this money. And, they wet your tongue a little bit, because they give you little, commissions here, to keep your tongue wet. You know what I'm saying? And you think, yeah, it's coming. There it is. Now you got to go to court. You got to file this report for yourself to get back your $300 that maybe you invested into this mining pool. We're talking over 700 investors, guys. And I think it was more than that. And we don't know, if you break it down, how much each individual invested. I know there were some people who were involved in the company, and some stayed, that invested thousands of dollars into these mining pools. So now you can submit it. So anybody that's watching this that was a part of this platform, I'm sure you guys already got this information, and I do, feel for you guys. I really do, because I know what it's like. You know, it happened with me with USI Tech. You know, they took my money. They took a lot of our guys' money. And I had to go back and tell about 85 people that were on my team. You know, and that's what I did. That's what you're supposed to do as a leader. You know, you're supposed to go back and say, hey, look, this is what happened. I don't know. You know, I'm a part of it too. They took me too, right? And because if you just stay quiet and don't reply or respond to the people who you invited to the opportunity, yo, that speaks volumes. You know, that shows your true character as well. Anybody that gets involved with me know that I keep it simple and we make money. Just like with OPM right now, we make some nice money. You get paid up to 70% commissions in Bitcoin. And again, you see down in the description, I ask people, if you guys are interested, type in and I will DM you. And based on what you see, based on what you hear the coach tell you, what we are doing there, you can make your decision there. But you don't have to worry about it being like this at all whatsoever. This is something way different than what we're doing. So I don't even think I need to read this. Anyway, the government is represented. Yeah. They tell you who the government, you know, who is representing this money laundering unit and all cybercrime unit. But the charges and allegations contained in this indictment merely are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. So that's the press release, guys. And of course, topics being cybercrime, financial fraud. This yourself. The website is justice.gov. And once you type in justice.gov, 3 men, it's going to be right on the top of the search engine. All right. But I do want to do a quick read on Jack Dorsey, who happens to be the CEO of Twitter. And, you know, again, like I told my guys this afternoon, you know, this is why I'm always on Twitter. I like Jack to an extent, even though there is censorship in Twitter as well, but nothing like Facebook. And number 2, on Twitter, you know, you can tip each other with Bitcoin, Ripple, and various other alternative coins. And because of Jack Dorsey embracing Bitcoin and him being an investor in Bitcoin himself, that's why it's on Twitter. You won't see that on Facebook. Facebook, they're trying to come out with what? Libra? And they want you to go through their messaging. Now you're going to trust a who has taken our data and sold it to a third party? And they had the nerve to say, yeah, you can trust us. Don't worry. Oh, not me. And I don't want Libra coin. I'm a decentralized individual. When you go to my Twitter page, at Fepe Nation 1, the location, it says decentralized. It's not my address. It's not the city I live in, the state I live in. No, it says decentralized. Because that's where I stand. And that's what crypto was meant to be. Not all of this nonsense that's going on right now. So I'm one of the rebels that are out here to keep people in the focus of being decentralized. Everything else, we got no control over that. But what we do have control over, ladies and gentlemen, is creating our own economy. We have no control of the economy or the debt or the deficit here in these United States of a corporation. Oh, no, we don't. But we do have control of creating our own economy. And guess what? We also have an alternative. We have Bitcoin, we have altcoins, which are alternatives, which is decentralized, peer-to-peer. It's more of a trust. So if I go to Big Ben and me, and I say, Big Ben, I need pump by the US Bitcoin, that transaction is between us. There's no IRS. They don't even know that we just transferred or did a transaction, because we know that the IRS is not an entity that's out of the United States of America. And how is it that we're paying taxes on something that isn't real? Money isn't real. It's out of thin air. So how are we paying taxes on this? So why wouldn't people get involved in cryptocurrency? Why wouldn't people want to be decentralized? And no more so than ever now, you're going to see people really start coming into this environment, because I stand for mass adoption. I stand for decentralization, sense of education, and the importance of continuing to spread the awareness of cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. And like I said, keep it simple, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep it simple. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to DM me. Really don't. That's what I'm here for. So we see Jack Dorsey here. He champions decentralization, blockchain, and Bitcoin. He outlines a quest for new open standard for Twitter, which I believe he's calling it Blue Sky. And this is a short report and a short article, and then you guys can go on with your beautiful evening. I can go have some dinner, but I do want to commend you guys for being here with me. Okay, so decentralization is the new focus for social media giant Twitter. The company's CEO, Jack Dorsey, is convening a small engineering team to develop an open standard for social media. So according to Dorsey, blockchain technology, which underpins Bitcoin, a series of decentralized solutions that align with his goals of backing systems that remove central authorities. Now, how could you not, how could you not? Oh, wow. Guys, you ever had that happen to you? The iPad Siri just comes out and asks you a question. Like if I went to I tell you, they always be listening to us, man. That's why I don't have no Amazon Echo or that Google's. I don't have none of that stuff in my house. It's bad enough that we're dealing with these devices. You know what I'm saying? They're always listening, man. So that was weird. That was a little weird right there. So anyway, so to remove the central authorities. Now, Dorsey announced his plans for building a revolutionary protocol in a recent tweet storm. I saw that this morning. He was going bananas. He did, I think, like 8 or 10 tweets. Now, the effort will begin with the launch of his new team called, in quote, Blue Sky, close quote. And in quote, he says, Twitter is funding a small independent team of up to 5 open source architects, engineers, and designers to develop an open and decentralized standard for social media. The goal is for Twitter to ultimately be a client of this standard. Twitter was so early on that Twitter was so open early on that many saw its potential to be a decentralized internet standard like SMTP email protocol, and also for a variety of reasons, all reasonable at the time, we took a different path, Twitter, but a lot has changed over the years, and it's true. And this is why I'm always, the majority of the time, on Twitter. Yeah, I use Facebook as well. I will use Facebook until the wheels fall off, give or take. But being that these guys now are talking about utilizing an outsource has a social media way, just like any social media platform, this is what I'm talking about. When you have an opportunity to utilize and be a part of the decentralization of a platform that, of course, isn't centralized. So first, we're facing entirely new challenges centralized solutions are struggling to meet, which is like Instagram, Facebook. LinkedIn is doing great right now. For business to business, they're doing great. Now, for instance, centralized enforcement of global policy to address abuse and misleading information is unlikely to scale over the long term without placing far too much burden on people. People don't want to be decentralized anymore. That's a fact. People people don't even want their money in the banks anymore. You know what I'm saying? Second, the value of social media is shifting away from content hosting and removal and towards recommendation algorithms directing one's attention. Unfortunately, these algorithms are typically proprietary, and one can't choose or build alternatives. Now, third, existing social media incentives frequently lead to attention being focused on content and conversation that sparks controversy and outrage, rather than conversation with which informs and promotes health. Now, finally, new technologies new technologies have emerged to make a decentralized approach more viable. So blockchain points to a series of decentralized solutions for open and durable hosting, governance, and even monetization. And you know that right now in YouTube, it's just going to be even more difficult to monetize your videos. Okay, you know YouTube is a centralized platform. Even more so now, being that the FTC, strong armed them, you know, and now we got to be mindful, like I said, of the content that we put out there. So there's much work to be done, but the fundamentals are there. Now, some of these issues were emphasized by at Stephen_Wolfram in a blog post following his Senate hearing titled Optimizing for Engagement, Understanding the Use of Persuasive Technology on Internet Platforms. And you know what? If you guys follow on Twitter, Caitlin Long, who is, I believe, the governor of Wisconsin, and she is an advocate for blockchain and cryptocurrency, where she's giving people the opportunity where you won't have to pay taxes on your capital gains on cryptocurrency. Caitlin Long on Twitter. I highly recommend you guys check her out. She's awesome because she stands for decentralization. She says the future is decentralization because it'll protect us more, the people. We don't want government all up in our business. We don't want government all up in our faces, do we? Especially in our funds. It's bad enough that they're taxing us like cray-cray. I mean, I live in the Northeast. You know what I'm saying? So it gets crazy up here with the taxes. I got friends in California that they like, dude, it is bonkers. Friends in Miami, dude, it is bonkers. It might be cheap housing, but you're still going to be paying something more in return for the cheap housing that you're getting, meaning the sale, the price of the houses. You come to New York, you try to buy a condo, you better be ready. And then you better be ready to pay crazy property taxes as well. So, it says here also that some of the issues emphasized, recently we came across, and this is from Mamaznik article, Protocols, Not Platforms. I guess at Mamaznik is the Twitter handle. I'm going to have to go back to look these people up as well. Because I haven't read this article. I'm reading it on the blind with you guys as well. I usually would read the article before I go live or before I upload a video. So protocols, not platforms, and also which have a number of the challenges and solutions. But more importantly, a credible path forward. Hire folks to develop a standard in the open. Now, Square, Square is also owned by Jack Dorsey. It's a little square device that you put on top of your phone. You swipe the card, yada, yada, on the go, right? So Square is doing exactly this for Bitcoin at Square Crypto. You guys can go check out at Square Crypto. That's SQ Crypto. That's their handle on Twitter, which I'm definitely going to check. I think I do follow them. I got to double check. So they're going to do this exactly for Bitcoin as well. And for social media, we'd like this team to either find an existing decentralized standard that they can help move forward, or failing that, create one from scratch. So if they fail for that, they can create that from scratch. Now, that's the only direction we at Twitter Inc. will provide. Now, it says here to continue, why is this good for Twitter? It will allow us to access and contribute to a much larger corpus of public conversation. Focus our efforts on building open recommendation algorithms which promote healthy conversations and will force us to be far more innovative than in the past. Because I think that they're pretty much thinking about the people, man. I mean, I would dare say more so than Facebook. You know what I mean? So this is the end of what Dorsey had to say. And again, you can go. This is what these are his tweets. Because I believe there were 8 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he says that there are many challenges to make this work that Twitter would feel right becoming a client of this standard, which is why the work must be done transparently in the open and not owned by any single private corporation, furthering the open and decentralized principles of the internet. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. You got to give Jack Dorsey kudos, right? Got to give him some kudos, man. Now, we'd expect this team not only to develop a decentralized standard for social media, but to also build an open community around it, inclusive of companies and organizations, researchers, civil society leaders, all who are thinking deeply about the consequences, positive and negative. Now, this isn't going to happen overnight. It will take many years to develop a sound and scalable and usable decentralized standard for social media that paves the path to solving the challenges listed above. Now, our commitment is to fund this work to that point and beyond. Now, that's the end of all those tweets that he had done so this morning, I would dare say it was. So in conclusion, guys, Dorsey is a longtime supporter of Bitcoin and blockchain technology. He recently founded Square Crypto, the division of the publicly traded mobile payment company that focuses solely on Bitcoin. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the conclusion of this article by way of the Daily Huddle. I was going to use beincrypto.com, which is another source that I use as well. But I wanted this one because, the other one was short and it didn't have all the tweets. It just had one. Here, it just showed all of Jack Dorsey's tweets. Of course, I wanted to share it with you guys as well. And you guys that pop in here on the replay also. But yeah, man, thank you guys for, being on here with me. And again, man, don't let what we just went through together in regards to these 3 deviant derelicts, I want to call them, who were arrested in the $722 million cryptocurrency fraud scheme, man. Don't let this discourage you. Don't let this, stop you from moving forward on your crypto journey. If you are in crypto currently right now, if you're not, I would dare say, do not let this get to you. If you're open to crypto right now, don't let this change your mind. Keep that same mindset and what you already said to yourself, why you're getting involved in crypto, what is your purpose of getting involved in crypto. Okay? Now, if you see something like this and you're a newbie, you haven't even gotten crypto yet, this might deter you to say, oh, no, I'm not getting involved. I'm done. It's easy for us to give up, And I don't want any of my peeps to give up, man. especially some of my fellow subscribers here. I know that some of, people are people. We're all human. I get it. But I'm here to just not, be comforting. I'm just here to spread the awareness that, you know what, don't let this discourage you. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep building mass adoption, and let's help make this thing bigger and better for the all right, for the kids of tomorrow, guys. So with that being said, yeah, smash that subscribers button. Okay, so you get notified, and also make sure that you smash the likes. If you've enjoyed this video, please smash the likes, guys. That will be great, and I will be truly grateful. All right. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next live. Thank you guys for being here with me this evening, and I will see you guys very soon. All right. Peace.